Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Josh here. This video was I shot back in 2021. So long time ago. It was my first video back at Universal Studios since I was a kid, I believe, or like 12, somewhere in there, to teens. uh, it had been like 10, 12 years since I had been to Universal. At least 10. Uh, so a lot had changed then. So I thought, hey, let's do a video where we find all of the old attractions and what has replaced them. Basically, everything on the shirt had been replaced except ET, holding strong. So you will see that vlog, but I wasn't happy with it. I just showed pictures and didn't really explain anything about the rides or anything. And since this video, a few other things have clothes that we will talk about. And you will recognize a couple people in this video who have since become friends. If you want to see them, here is another video where I meet characters. So you'll see them pop up. Not going to say who they are because, don't want to give away the secret, but if you know, you know. So let the video begin.
Josh and Caleb.
Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. I'm joined by a Day with Caleb. We are at Universal Studios. Fun-filled day planned. It's a Saturday, a little busy, but we're going to see what we can do. But I'm also going to show what is left from our childhood.
Not much.
Not much.
Spoiler.
But I will show what's there now and what attractions used to be here from our childhood. We're going to do that right now. Okay, our first ride of the day is going to be Rip Ride Rockit. Let's see him drop. Yeah, very fun attraction. Okay, we'll start with Shrek. The show that used to be here was Alfred Hitchcock show. I love that show, and they also used to have I Love Lucy Museum over here. Very cool. That's what's left, and now is Shrek. So the first thing is the Alfred Hitchcock show, which was great. And while we're talking about Rip Ride Rockit has closed since this was filmed, and they are replacing that with something. But the Alfred Hitchcock show, here are 3 documentaries that I think are pretty good, and there's even some movie sets that we will talk about later that have the ride on them in the behind the scenes. We'll get to those two coming up. But the Hitchcock show, let's see, which one is it on? Is it mentioned? Yes, okay. It is on this souvenir clamshell here. There we go. Little Bear. Hitchcock, The Art of Making Movies. Right here. A pretty good way to check it out. Pretty sure they talk about pretty in depth, as well as Back to the Future, the Ghostbusters show, Confrontation. Well, that's the stunt show. But they do talk about Confrontation and Earthquake. So this was $20 when they sold it in the park. I believe I got it on eBay, but definitely grab this if you miss the old attractions. That is one to grab, certainly. This one, I don't know. They have stuff. It looks like they have stuff from California too. But you know what? This could be the Psycho House when they did the sequels. I think those were filmed in Orlando. Okay, so maybe, of course, they have the backlot too. I don't know, but this is still a good one. Beyond Behind the Scenes Universal Studios Tour. So that's a good one. And Ride the Movies Behind the Scenes Universal Studios Florida. I believe I got this in the park. No? There's a $1.99 sticker. But this was also something you could buy. Men in Black, right there. Twister Ride Out, T2, 3D. So those are just some great things you can buy. Yeah, some great souvenir VHS where you can relive your childhood. So the Alfred Hitchcock show was a great show. They basically walk you through a few of his movies, and you, the audience, could participate. It was Psycho, the shower scene, and a few other Rear Window, I think, with the binoculars, and they have a set there. It was an amazing show. I miss it so much. I remember one trip we went, it was me, Caleb, our friend Adam, and my parents, and they wanted to ride all the attractions. I just wanted to do the Hitchcock show because I loved it so much. And also in this clip, I talked about the Lucy Tribute Museum, which was a little store. They had a bunch of memorabilia, and you could buy like shirts. I believe they even sold seasons of the show. Now, this was way back. This has been closed a very long time. I mean, Shrek had been there for a long time, so I forgot to talk about Shrek 3D, which has also since closed, but you can still watch it, although you do miss the epic pre-show, one of the best pre-shows ever. of any attraction all time. It was a great pre-show. But you can still experience Shrek 3D, which is great. I have the Shrek 3D glasses still. But it was just a film they did. Is a follow-up to, is it in between? Yeah, it's in between 1 and 2. So Shrek 1.5 basically, but you can still experience Shrek 3D. That was one of the two you can still revisit. Okay. Jimmy Fallon is now, used to be, there's Cab, used to be Twister Ride It Out, which was an amazing show slash attraction. It was right here. Okay, Twister Ride It Out. This is a hard one because I loved this attraction. It was, I don't know, it's hard to explain because when I was a kid, I went through a twister that hit our area, and we had this big lake, and the sirens were going off, and we had these big farm windows because we lived on a farm. Long story. We worked there while my dad was working at Target at the time. Anyway, we were there where Mom, the sirens were going off, and we could see it in the distance. Being a farmhouse, there's not really a safe place to be during a twister. Uh, story short, when it hit the lake, it turned and avoided us. So ever since then, I was so scared of twisters and tornadoes. Anytime it rained, I would freak out as a kid. Anyway, I eventually got over that. And this attraction was so realistic. It was like I was reliving that experience all over again. One of the most realistic things ever created. Expedition Theme Park did a great video on that attraction, so go check that out. I'm trying to give a little backstory to each attraction we're talking about. And then over here used to be the Ghostbusters, and Ghostbusters first, and then later they added Beetlejuice to a really cool show. Okay, the next thing, I don't have a lot of memories about the Ghostbusters show. My dad said we did it when I was a kid. I have vague memories of the ghost, because they were these big things like force perspective, and man, what's the Haunted Mansion thing? Pepper's Ghost effect with a giant wall of glass. Yeah, that was a great show. I just have vague memories of it, but my dad said we did it, so. Okay, our second ride of the day will be Revenge of the Mummy. But before we go in and ride, King Kong used to be here. Great attraction. Now, Kongfrontation, I do remember riding a lot as a kid. That was one attraction when we did that trip with our friend Adam. We rode that a bunch. Because he did like the attraction as well. It was just, there's not really anything like it anymore. Because it was designed to where you're like on a tram, you know, up in the sky, you know. And it worked for me. Now I'm sure if I had done it in my early adulthood, the effect might not have worked anymore. And it probably didn't for anyone older than me experiencing it in the early 2000s or late 90s. I forgot when the fire was. But yeah, I love confrontation. It wasn't Universal's fault that this was replaced. There was a huge fire in the back of the attraction. They had to rebuild some of the building, and they turned it into Revenge of the Mummy. Alright, we're gonna go ride it. Great attraction. Rode it 6 times in a row. That was cool. Caleb rode Rip Rocket again. I didn't want to do that. I rode this 6 times. Single rider for the win. Alright, let's see what else we can learn about what used to be at Universal Studios. We will watch Marilyn's show. We're going to do the horror and makeup show, as well as ride some other rides. So let's keep going. Okay, next up on what's been replaced is Fast and the Furious Supercharged, which I hear is really bad. Not really looking forward to ride it, but I'm going to do it. But what used to be here was Earthquake, the big one, and then Beetlejuice's Graveyard Review, which was a great show. This one ride replaced both of those attractions, so that's kind of bad, but Quake, very similar. Remember riding this all the time when I was a kid, because it was not only an attraction, but you got to be a part of it. They would pick people from the audience, well, from the group, and you could act out the original Earthquake, some of those scenes, and then get to watch it all put together. Very cool. And the whole experience in this like subway, the water rushing down and the fire and the tanker rolling towards you, it was great. And again, there's not much like that anymore. Yeah, it's very sad. Beetlejuice Graveyard Review is not a show much like Ghostbusters. I do remember doing it, but when I was a kid, it was all about the attractions. I didn't really care about the shows at all. Which, looking back now, except T2, I really loved T2. But for whatever reason, because I had not seen Beetlejuice at the time, didn't see Beetlejuice until I was 16, 17, so I didn't know who Beetlejuice was. It was just a show with all the cool Universal monsters that I knew, and this guy singing with them. That's all I knew, basically. So yeah, but it was a great show. Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone has now closed. This, back in 2021, they had not redone it yet. But the Woody's Nut Coaster, I remember riding that a whole bunch with our friends. I even had, I don't know if I still have that hat. I had a hat from the attraction. But yeah, Kids Zone, that one, I'm not really the new DreamWorks area looks great. So, you know, of all the devastating stuff that has vanished from my childhood, I can't really say Kids Zone is one of them. I do need to check out the DreamWorks area.
Gather round. Miss Marilyn and her Diamond Bellas are almost here now, and we're gonna have a spot of rehearsal, aren't we? Oh my goodness, isn't this so exciting? Hello there, look at these movie stars right here. Hello. Yes, gather round, everyone, gather round. Scenic needs it to look like there are throngs of people here, you know, throngs. Isn't that right? Who is that? My goodness, someone's speaking to me from on high. Yes, everyone, gather round. Miss Marilyn and her Diamond Bellas are almost here now, and you all have a very important job to do. Throngs! My stars alive, it's so difficult, you know. How are we doing today?
Great.
Oh, did you get a good picture?
Yeah.
Did I blink?
No.
Oh, good. Oh, my goodness. Now, you all have a very important job to do, okay? You're going to be my troops. So every time I say the word troops, I need you to cheer as loud as you can, all right? Let's give it a try. Let's hear for the troops! Woo! Yes! Oh, I love it! Oh, my God, I love it. Just a simple clap, that's all we need. Oh, Miss Marilyn is here! The girls are here! Titled Feature Film, and all of you here will be filling in as background talent to help set the scene as Miss Marilyn and her Diamond Bellas perform for the troops! Applause. Yes! Places, ladies. Diamond Bellas.
He's a one-stop shop, makes the heartbeat stop. He's a one-stop shop, makes the ladies drop. He's a one-stop shop, takes me to the shop. He's a sweet chocolate sugar coated candy lamb. A sweet chocolate sugar coated candy lamb. Sweet sugar candy lamb.
There it is, and come!
This is where bartenders over at Finnegan's headed. I went far in the other night. Started drinking and got real tight. I had a brew with all my friends. Felt so good, I had to go again. Hey, bartender, hey man, look at that. Draw, glasses of beer. Everyone, show me. Good Lord! shake and tell, baby. Come on and see, shake and tell. Oh, today, shake, 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 baby. Come on, little monkey, all right. Monkey, monkey, all right. Come on and twist it, everybody. Come on and twist it, everybody. Somebody twist with Jake. Yeah, get down that wood over there. Jazz on the horn, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. The blues brothers. Come on and clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands. Come on and clap your hands. Jazz and Mabel.
You guys have been such a great crowd. Thanks for coming out, but we gotta go. We're on a mission. Got it.
The Blues Brothers triumphant return. 1:30.
Alright, we're going to see some other stuff that has changed from my childhood. Next up is the Bourne Spectacular, which used to be T2 the show, which was an amazing stunt show. We're going to do Bourne a little later. This attraction, Despicable Me, used to be Hanna-Barbera. That was a cool attraction. Okay, the Hanna-Barbera attraction. This mainly hurts because Scooby-Doo was in it. I know Despicable Me is massive to Universal. The Minions sell a bunch of merch. And when Shrek closed, they got to make that little mini area. So I understand why they changed it, but being a Scooby-Doo fan, it hurts not having him represented in the park at all anymore. Except, you know, as a character you can meet. But he no longer has an attraction, and that's pretty sad. We're going to ride Transformers. The line's like 30 minutes, but we're going to do single. Alright, we did. Fun ride. Wouldn't do it multiple times in a row, though. That's for sure. Alright, let's see what else we can do. Okay, this is what is left of the Jaws attraction. Bruce is right. And Bruce over there leads us to our next attraction that has been changed. Jaws the ride used to be right here, is now the Harry Potter section of the park. Okay, Jaws the ride. Oh, is it? Oh, it's at the bottom here. Jaws. Jaws the ride. We did the second version of the attraction, which, if you know, you know, there are two versions of the attraction. The first one had a lot of technical difficulties, and he would drag you backwards, so the teeth would break off and stuff. But I remember the second version, going in the dock and all that. Great attraction as well. So again, all these old attractions were realistic. It was like you were in the movies, you know? And we're missing that with a lot of theme parks now. There's not many. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Harry Potter and those attractions, and I'm sure Epic Universe is going to be great. I can't wait to experience it, but these old school attractions were so realistic, because Jaws had a massive footprint because Harry Potter is there now. So if you don't remember what Amityville was like, it was massive. The whole thing was like an island, you know. It was separate from the theme park proper. So massive, but being on the boat, seeing the shark attacking you, it was great. It freaked me out as a kid. I did eventually learn to absolutely love it, and eventually it didn't scare me at all, and I would marathon ride it back in the day. But yeah, Jaws is missed. I love the Harry Potter area. It is great. And Jaws was really hard to maintain, but I do miss it. So, Jaws had a lot of problems, so not really a negative. Love Escape from Gringotts. Great part of the park right here. Do single ride. Okay, our next attraction that has changed is Back to the Future used to be here where the Simpsons is. Obviously the Simpsons is not as good. It's okay if you like the Simpsons, but really miss Back to the Future. They used to be right here. Okay, our last attraction is Back to the Future, the ride. You know, very devastating. When this closed, I quit going to Universal because it still is a top 5 all-time attraction for me. You are part of a sequel, basically, to Back to the Future. You can still experience it through film if you have the 25th anniversary trilogy set, Blu-ray set. It is on the behind the scenes here. Let me find it here. Here it is at the bottom. Back to the Future, the ride. It's right there. So if you want to watch Back to the Future, the ride, I haven't seen it in a while. I don't think any of the queue is there. Maybe it is, but yeah. Happy that they included this on the trilogy set. Maybe was this after they closed it? 2011. I can't remember. It must have been after. Or right before. Anyway, it was great that Universal decided to add it on here. Just a fun attraction, still a top 5 all-time attraction for me. I do miss it. Simpsons is fun, and I like the whole themed area. I'm sure that will change very soon once the contract runs out, because Disney owns it now, obviously. Still have the DeLorean. Can get a picture with it. That's cool. I have a picture from my childhood. Really neat that it's still here. This is all that's left from the ride. And they have the train still from Back to the Future 3. Really cool. So the DeLorean's right there. And then the train. Really cool. All that's left from the attraction. And now that we've seen some things that have changed and done some shows, we're going to I'm going to do the 3 attractions I've been putting off doing. Jimmy Fallon, Fast and the Furious, and the Bourne Stuntacular. Yeah, can't believe I'm doing all 3 today. Then we would see what is left from our childhood, one of which is the Ammo Actors Studio. That's still here from, I believe it was opening day. So that's here. We're going to start with Fast and the Furious. Not really looking forward to this. Technically, I have rode this before because it was part of the backlot tour at Universal Studios Hollywood. So technically, I have done it before, but we're going to do it here. It's literally the same as is in studios, and it's very short. When your person talking to the crowd jamming is the best part of the attraction, that's not good. Hopefully Jimmy's better. Alright, we're going to try Jimmy Fallon. Hopefully it's better. That was worse than Fast and the Furious. Our Bourne Spectacular, you are our last hope for a decent attraction. Fingers crossed. Before we do the Bourne Spectacular, which is over there, we're going to do the horror and makeup show real quick.
And then we'll give you this one here. It's showtime! Yeah! And this is everybody's favorite here. Check this out. This is called the best seat in the house right here, baby. Yeah. You can look too, Hawkeye. I know what I got going on back here. Yeah. Where are you from, brother? Horror here at the Horror Makeup Show. What's some of your favorite horror to watch, other than watching the Atlanta Falcons lose every Sunday?
Yeah. Psycho.
You're all those people laughing there from Tampa. Yeah.
Psycho.
Psycho, you are a freak, Atlanta. Come on, Georgia. I love it. Hey, how's it going?
Part-time Broadway producer. Yeah, that's good for about 3 days. Yeah. That was money well lost. Anyway, coming your way this Halloween. Get out of the way while they're applauding me, lady. Let's go. Come on. Can we go? Let's go. I'll pass their plate. That's where you come in. Making some screaming noises, so we get warmed up with a little scream on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3! Oh, come on, people. 1, 2, 3! All right, kids, what time is it? It's showtime. Smell you later! Ah, crap, I went the wrong direction.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the Horror Makeup Show. Welcome to air conditioning. We know why you're here. We got a great show for you today. My good friend Mark Jensen. Tom, everybody scream along.
All right, count of 3. A Star is Born. 1, 2, 3! I'm so sorry, it slipped. I'm sorry, that lady left and I freaked out and I didn't know.
That's what happened?
No.
What do we do?
I don't know.
What?
I'll shake it. Whoa, just do something. Yeah, that's a clean cut.
Does that hurt? No. You're doing it wrong. Keep doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, give it up for Christopher!
What's up with the lights?
Yeah, that's weird. It's probably ceiling rats. Just get that. Okay, do you feel anything, Christopher? That's cool. Me neither. For like a couple of years now. Yeah. Go ahead and raise your right hand slowly. So that's you. You're controlling him. Your movements translate to him. This is how we control creatures from off screen. It's been around since the early 90s, this tech. They use this in video games a lot. It's how they keep Betty White alive. That's why she's been 80 for 30 years. You can move this way too. Oh, yeah.
Charlene, you did this!
You smoking again, Charlie? You George, you're real friends. You okay, Christopher? You good? The whole time I was running, I was just like, oh, Christopher's okay. Anything happened to you? No one would know. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're good. I'm fine, thank you for asking.
Mark James, everybody!
Alright, we're not going to end with this, but we're going to do the Bourne stunt show. That's how excited I am about it. Can't wait to do this. Is replaced Terminator, which was one of the best shows ever. Not sure how this is going to be. I already know it's not going to be as good as Terminator, but we'll see. Let's go in. What was that, Kev? I did not think it would end up being that Fast and the Furious was the best of those three. Did not think that would happen. Terminator was such a good show. Bourne was a weak attempt at a stunt show. He's supposed to be hanging from a helicopter. Looks nothing like a helicopter. The lay in the desk keeps going like you're switching back and forth. I don't know, it was weird. Jimmy's better, Fast is better. Do better, Universal. At Allen's you got Velocicoaster and Hagridge, which are two of the best attractions in Orlando, really. Wouldn't you say, Kev? They're great. Anyway, we're going to end on a high note. We're going to go do E.T., which is the only attraction from our childhood. So let's go do E.T. So that is my vlog from 2021. Hope you enjoyed it. Wasn't happy with just showing pictures, so I wanted to redo it for you guys. So hope you enjoyed it. Alright, take it away, Josh and Caleb. Alright, that's going to do it from here at Universal. I'll link Caleb's channel down below. I'm Josh. New videos coming as always. Until next time, if I don't see you out thrifting, I'll see you at the movies. Bye.